Okay, back with a bit of a progress video on the Genesis. Okay, first of all, I had my suspension readjusted. They were measured perfectly, so everything's good. I did have the coilovers put on right when winter hit, and then with the light, with the weight reductions of the car, it I don't know, I guess it lifted, I don't know, or it settled. So anyway, when I put my bigger tires on there, it won't look so as goofy. But with that being said, that's all fixed now. I have finished the second part of the weight reduction because, like I said, the Genesis is just I love the Jenny, but it's just a heavy car for how the little power plant and the little turbo. Okay, so cleared the rear deck and speaker, cleared the side panels, speakers, and the JBL amp that was there on both sides. It's clear. And now it's just the sound deadening, and I'll get to wiring and stuff later, but I'm happy with that for now. Like I said, the next step's just going to be getting rid of the sound deadening and more as I go on. So that, with that being said, now I was moving on to my motor because I did say it was all stock. Okay, now for one of my subscribers who asked me about hearing my turbo, I want to show you this. I said that the motor was all stock. Okay, now when I bought it, the guy has this air intake on here, and I said that it was an open air intake because you have a box or you have an open air filter cone. So now the thing about this is usually ricers will do something like this. They'll rip the air box out, not realizing they'll throw a tube onto it, they'll throw an air filter onto it, and then these lines here, they just attach them, you know, somewhere, who knows, wherever. These ones happen to be in the air tube pipe. So basically, okay, let me back up for a second. Ignore this for a second. The stock air box, okay? It has a tube that comes off here, like a ram air tube, into the box. There's a filter, and then there's two lines, one in, one out off of the box. So if you lift your air filter out, ultimately the air box, the stock or OEM air box, is a catch can. So when you remove the air box, you have to install a catch can. This guy never did that. He didn't know what he was doing, and that's why I didn't want to show anything right away because I had to fix it. So I ordered a catch can off of Amazon. I'm in Canada, so it was $55, and I'll show it here. This is what we got here. I did take the liberty of setting everything up, and so get a good look at it. Now, back to what I was saying about this, that okay, this is just what I do. Everybody has their own way that they do things. Now, I even said when I started the videos, the first thing everybody does, usually when they get a car, is the air intake. Okay, so that's where I'm starting at, to fix all of this and clean all this up. And Suzuki had asked me about not being able to hear my turbo. Well, now you know why, because chances are it's been a catch can for the past 2 years. And we're gonna fix that. Now, I run this open. I delete this whole air box and this open air intake completely because the way I see it is the power plant is too small. Like I said, the turbo is this big and not really necessary. There is a cold air side, and then there's your hot air side. Where this thing sits, it's pretty much in an air pocket anyway. And then where the turbo sits down there, I'm in Canada, so if you run the air filter down to the ground, if it gets wet or anything, it freezes, and then your car won't start because it's getting no air. Where the turbo on this car is, this is why I love this car, because it's so easy to work on. You can have this completely open, just run a filter on it, which is what I'm going to do well today. So I have to fix all of this. I got the can and everything, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do it because yeah, the stock air box acts as its own catch can. When you remove it, you need to install one. So I have that. I'm just gonna pop it on. Where are you? I'm just gonna pop it on really quick because I want to get rid of all this. And my assistant will hold my phone. Thank you. Just watch in here. Okay, so I have to make sure. I did assemble all of this actually off camera, obviously, to make the video a little bit shorter, so it wasn't going to be too long. You can show this, but there is a particle catch here. There's a dipstick here. I have a filter here. Okay, so there is the inlet, and then the outlet, and the inlet is 1/2-inch hose, and then the outlet is the 3/8 hosing. So yeah, there's a little particle thing in here. This separates. I did have to build, I don't know if you can see, I had to build my own bracket for back here just to mount it, and I do got to remove this stuff so that way I can get this in. So I'll just set this here for now. I took the liberty of already undoing this because I was pulling it all off anyway. The guy actually had zip ties holding this stuff together. I can't believe this. Like, who does this? I'm gonna have to cut that. But yeah, the cone, everything comes right off. So this is what guys do, and this is how you end up with oil in your turbo, which is not good. It really is not good. So Suzuki, that's probably why you couldn't hear it. I'm not too worried about this anyway, because as I said, I'm doing it step by step and kind of one thing at a time, and I'm starting with the air intake, obviously, just to make sure that I'm kind of going over everything so that way I know what's messed up with the car and what I got to do to fix everything. And like I said, with building a car, everybody knows when building a car, you go through a lot. There is a lot of stuff you can work on and do. Like, there's a lot. So, and like I said, I keep this down tube down here just to keep this full of air. And then this tube actually doesn't look too bad. It is really dirty in here, and I cannot get underneath to get that line. So I will just keep this open for now, but I'm gonna put the catch can in. Sorry, I got a million things going through my mind because looking at this, like with the flutter valve and everything else, like I got a lot of stuff to work on and clean up. But anyway, step one. So I'll put this in, and I'm just mounting this here for now. Oh, and keep your like your nozzles below deck level, because they're not pressure fed or anything, they're more gravity fed. So I'm just going to install it here for now, just for the sake of sticking it somewhere. I can relocate it and stuff later. So it's hard just to get my hand in here. So I can see where the hole is. And like I said, this is actually, I'm doing this more or less just for now. I can always relocate it after. But yeah, usually you want the nozzles facing each other. It's kind of the only way I could get it for now. So for the sake of the video, this is what we're doing. And I know this is really tedious. I should have had my drill doing this. So anyway. Torque this guy down. Almost. I did have to make my own bracket for it. I think I said that. I wasn't sure if I did or not. But it's just up against the power steering fluid hose a little bit. Not too bad. Sorry, trying to do this fast. This up here. Okay, so this is the 3/8 line.
Don't you need a clamp?
Yes, I do, but it's down here, so it's okay. I just wanted to get these on just for sake of the video, like I was saying. So now that is on. Okay, so we have inlet, and then we have outlet out. I am going to push this on. Like I said, I just wanted to do this for the video. And then, like I said, this is just what I do. I know everybody does their own thing. Everybody does different. But down here, where the turbo is, I will end up taking this tube out, and then I'll just put like a screen filter over that, because it's a hot air intake on this side anyway. And then with this tube coming in, what I can do is I can actually hook up like a tube to come this way. Like I could probably take that, stick it on here to aim it that way, so that way the air is actually feeding in this way, because it comes in from here anyway while you're driving. So, and like I said, this motor and this turbo are really small, so you don't really need to worry too much about like the air intake, so I run without it. So this is my version of the air intake, whether it be box or open intake, delete. So weight reduction, and well, yeah, that's it. So I hope this answers your question to Suzuki about the turbo. I will do another video obviously when I get to that part, but I just wanted to show the catch can from when you actually pull the stock airbox or OEM airbox out. The filter's on top, there's a line in and a line out off of the box. So as soon as you pull that airbox, you've got to put in a catch can. Well, at least I do. That's the way I do it. So anyway, I didn't want this video to be too long, but I just kind of wanted to show what I was doing. And I guess you could say that this is the first upgrade or mod, or technically it's a modification. I just removed the airbox. So anyway, yeah, that's it for now. And obviously, like I said, we got a long way to go on this car, and we are just getting started. So, you know, please subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you in the next one.